What's up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 6. I am Omar,
This is David.
and for today, we are. Well, first off, I want to mention that Raby couldn't make it in today due to some circumstance. He couldn't just make it, and we're also doing this episode a couple days earlier than usual. So, unfortunately, we couldn't see Love Is War this week, but we'll
Tough.
Yeah, very tough. So we'll talk about episode 6 and 7 for next week. But just to get this show on the road, we're gonna talk about the first anime of this week, and that is Tower of God. And there was a lot happened in this one. A lot of explaining of Tower of God. So obviously we start off where we left off from last week. How Rachel sees Bam. He's still unconscious, and she asks Kun to be like, "Hey, don't mention that it's me, Rachel. Tell him something, make up a lie." And he's like, "You sure that's a good idea?" And then she explains to him that he's like, "Yeah, I think it's a good idea because I don't want him to come after me or stuff. I don't want him to be my weakness in this during these tests and stuff." And he was like, "All right, I'll do that. That sounds like a good idea, you know." And so most of the contestants, they're like chilling, waiting to see what's next to come to these tests and stuff. And then so Kun tells Bam when he wakes up from his little accident. He's like, "Oh, dude, that wasn't Rachel at all. It was some other girl, but it wasn't Rachel." He was like, "You sure? She looks like her." And he's like, Nah, it's not her, not at all." So yeah, and then later on they gather all the contestants into like this little event, talk about the battle positions of each member and what role they play. So we get introduced to 5 tiers, five positions in battle. First one is fisherman, which is basically like point guy, front assault guy. And then the second one is spear barrier, which is long distance, like archery or long distance battle. And then we have a light barrier, which I think is assassin type. Hopefully I'm right. And then scout, basic, self-explanatory. Scouts, recon, get some intel on the enemy when they're fighting. And then the interesting one was wave controller, which is I like how they said it, but it's basically a tactic guy, like the one in charge of the battle during the whole battles. So like the leader of the group and stuff. And of course, our MC is a wave controller. I didn't see that. Did not see that coming. But so he gets hold to that position. But Bam couldn't make it to that little meeting because he was still unconscious. And then everyone's trying to figure out their new roles in battle. And so Kun, immediately after the thing, tells Bam after he wakes up. He's like, "Hey, you got like one more day to well, you got a day left to rest, and then you start off training your wave controller position." He was like, "Oh, cool." And it's like, "Oh, what about Rachel though?" And he's like, "Oh," and then he mentions it. Like, "Oh, don't worry about that." And then so after that, Kun
He gets the new outfit.
yeah, Kun. Cool of him. He's like, "All right, man, I need to pimp you out." So he gives him a cool black and yellow, tracksuit.
Since last episode, he messed up the other outfit with blood.
Yeah, so that was cool of him to do. And I think I like his look. I like his new look. It looks pretty cool. And then he goes to see the not Rachel character to confirm this or not, if Kun was telling the truth or not. But Rachel just ignoring him, minding her own business. And then, yeah, she's just being a loner. And then we get to learn about the wave controller position from this like sheep master looking creature. I don't know. It looks funny. And they tell him that each wave controller needs to form a pact with their I guess the little spirit, or for Raby's sake, their personas, I guess. But they needed to form a pact so they could use their abilities. And the sleeping guy, and I think last week's episode, he already did it, surprisingly. So everyone else had to concentrate and make a pact. And when they do that, it takes a lot of energy out of them. So it was a very tough moment for them and stuff. Like, and they're all sweating and like, oh my god. And then I think one of the characters, he comes up to Bam. He's like, hey man, if you need any help, I got you. Like, cause you know we're in this together. Cause right now that everyone's just training for the next test. So it's kind of like, in my opinion, it's kind of like Hunger Games where like everyone's training to prepare for the battle royale. So that's the vibe I got from with everyone training together, even though they're all like enemies. So that was that. But then we find out like the guy who, I forget his name, but the one that tells Bam like to offer him a help, he's actually not that strong as he think he is. So he's just putting up a front for everybody. And then we see more training happening with the other contestants. Rack is trying to aim this super far distance target. I couldn't even see it, but then our super OP group, well, the big guy, I don't know, they don't say his name yet, but he hits that thing like without sweat. And then Rock is, because Rock is in that training mode, he gets upset, so he's like, I'm gonna go train some more so I can hit that target from far. And so he leaves for a bit, and only leaves Kun and Bam at the tower. And then from there, our other side characters, they show up, and damn, I forget the name.
They're having a gathering.
Yeah, they have to do their test, and their test is basically to make friends, because they're scouts, and that was their test, to go make friends with the enemies, which is interesting. But that makes sense, because you know, in order to get intel, you gotta know them personally, you know, and use them against advantage. Don't you think?
Pretty much. It's crazy. We'll see what happens to them later on in the story.
Yeah. So, and then when they're in the kind of cafeteria area, when that's happening, and Anka comes up to Dorsey, which is the horn girl, and she she asks him about the sword and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, you don't know the true power of it yet," and stuff. While the Joy Wheeler looking character is asking her to be his friend, and she's like, "Nah, I'm cool." And what else happens?
No, well, they're just having a conversation.
Yeah, they're just getting to know each other more.
There's I guess a conversation of what earrings the Kun.
Oh yeah. Like before the whole cafeteria thing.
I think that's like towards the end, no? Or is it before?
No, that was like before the whole them meeting up in the cafeteria.
Oh yeah.
They confront Bam and Kun to be friends with them first.
Yeah.
And then the samurai guy, which I think his name is Hats. I hope I'm right. And he tells him his earrings are ugly. And then he's like, "What you say about my earrings?" And then the Joy Wheeler character, he's like, "Man, this is why no one wants to be friends with us, man. It's because of your vibe." So yeah, that happened prior to that, and then from the cafeteria scene, we get the test with Anka and Dorsey, where they have to eliminate each other, which is kind of the easy test, see who's stronger or not. But like I think what was the circumstance? Only 9? No, 7. Was it 9 or 7? I think
it was 8.
Oh, 8. Yeah, 8 people.
I think
Knock out everybody until there's only 8 left, and so that happens. But Anka's like straight going forth on Dorsey because she hates her guts and she thinks she's all that with a bag of chips. So she's trying to prove herself. She's like, I'm skillful. Don't put me down. You think you know me like that? But then we get to find out that and Dorsey finds out that Anka's not really the real Anka that she says she is. She's being an imposter. And I was like, what? What's that supposed to mean? And we got like a little backstory on that of Anka's origin and how of her when she was little and then her mother, like, good humble times, living in in the house with like their father who was a cook, but then bad stuff happens, and then I think her mother dies in this. Well, who knows?
Not sure.
But she wasn't supposed to have the green march sword, and leaves off there. So overall, I think it was a good episode. It wasn't like action packed or anything, but it was just like where our characters are right now.
So we'll see what the journey goes on to see what happens after this whole conversation they're having between both each other and stuff. Those two.
Yeah, so it's cool. We'll see what happens. Alright, the next anime we'll talk about is Gleipnir, and it's a very interesting episode this time. And where both Shinji and Claire blackmail this kid from their school about like she blackmailed this kid so they could join their group, the little gathering group that they have, so they could get more info on her sister at first. And they asked the buff guy if he wanted to help too, and he was like, no, I'm good. Like, I respect you guys' power and your smarts, but I ain't gonna help another member. I'm just here to help you guys. So he's not in this episode, unfortunately. And so they go meet up with this new group, and we get to meet Sayaka, which is the girl version of Jason Voorhees, I guess, because she has the mask. So we get introduced to her group, and they want to join the group to, I guess, collect coins. That's their whole purpose for them. But so they got to do a secret pact or something, so they could earn their trust. But they don't know that it's 2 people in the mascot suit. So only Claire comes out and leaves Shinji with the rest of the group, so she could form the pack.
Yeah, because at first they thought it was one person. It was just her, but since they don't want to, I guess, what was it, the secret thing?
Oh, like their pack.
Yeah, they don't want no secrets between the group, I guess, or something like that, right?
Yeah, they want to keep secrets, like secrets.
Mm-hmm.
So Claire has to go do their secret pact, so they could earn their trust. And while that's happening, Shinji's talking to the other group members, see who they are, and then we get introduced to Shijiro, which is the girl, and Shinjiro Yoshinoka, which is the girl in the helmet. So they get introduced for a bit, and then while that's happening, we go back to Claire and Sayaka, and to see to see what's this pact about, and then it gets very touchy feely in this part, very etchy, and she says she does this to everybody to form this pact with her power, which is to keep secrets from, like, to keep a secret and not to tell anybody about their secrets, because of, when Sayaka's passed, she told a secret to somebody, that she was having an affair with a teacher, but then to her friend, and then her teacher ratted her out, and it ended up the teacher losing his job, no, losing. Well, no, we at first I thought it was a guy that she was having an affair with, but then we find out that Claire asks her the question is, oh, was the teacher a girl? And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, what? And that was crazy. Did you see that coming?
Nope. I was surprised.
Yeah, so that was crazy. And then they do the little ritual pact going on in the bed, and then she makes a hair necklace kind of thing, so she like a choker. So if
The wallet thing.
I'll get, yeah. But before that, the Shinji and Yoshinoka, she asks him for a favor because apparently she knows about his smell, that he could smell like stuff from far away, and she asks him if he could find her wallet that she lost in the mountains, like the other time they went gathering for coins. So he helps her out, trying to figure out where her wallet is, and then that's when the hair pack finishes, where Claire gets a choker from made out of her Sayaka's hair, and if she ever tells her secret, like whatever secret she tells, she will get her head chopped off, which is brutal. And then after that pact, we get our main character and the girl. They think the wallet's like on top of around the tree, but just in order to move faster, he says he'll go by himself. But then she's like, oh no, I'll go inside the suit as well, because she knows that she could go inside the suit. And at first it was different because since Claire, she's a controlling type, so it was different to him to like control more. But they got used to it. They got used to the whole her being inside. Oh, and then the girl in the biker helmet, we end up seeing that she has cat ears, so she's like half cat, I guess. So that's interesting. But then after all that, the wallet's already been found by some mysterious character that we don't know about yet, and that's where the episode ends. So, interesting episode, I think. You have anything to add to that?
No, it was a pretty wild, I guess, story.
Yeah, the whole Sayaka secret pact was all very interesting, and how that's made, and I want to know how she made the pact with the other members of her group. But yeah,
and then I guess the last person, or the one that picked up the wallet, was part of the Claire's sisters group, and his name was Subaru.
Oh, Subaru from ReZero?
Jeez.
But yeah, that was basically it. So, interesting episode. We'll see what that goes off. Leaving off with that cliffhanger with the wallet. And then next anime we saw Princess Connect Redive, episode 6. Man. And then it leaves off where it left off last episode with a cat Carly coming back from the Twilight caravan, and she just straight go to bed. She's like, I'm going to bed. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to bed. And then so the episode really starts off with Pecorine. She talks about doing a quest for like food in this little small village, but the reward is like a legendary spice that's like super rare that they can't get anywhere else. So Pecorine's trying to guilt everybody to do this quest, And at first, Carly, she's like, I don't want to do that. I'm more like a magic kind of person. I don't like to do labor. And then Pecorine, she pulls the waterworks. She's like, please, can you come? And then the rest of them, they're like, what are you going to say? And she's like, oh, fine, we'll go. And then everyone's so excited. Everyone's like ready to go. And then Carly realizes, like, those were fake tears, weren't they? Like, ah, damn it.
So here comes the journey of them walking.
I like their journey. I like the little journey they had. It's very, like, humble, like, you know, so, like, simple. Like, nothing bad happens so far. You know, just them having a great time on their quest. And then, so they have a little fun journey. Then we get teased on this new enemy, like these shadow figures in the forest, but some random villager just strolling on by, but these shadow figures pop out stalking him, and then it's very creepy, like the darkness consumed him or something, because they leave off with him like seeing a reflection of himself, but like, you know, a dark version of himself. So he gets freaked out, and then I guess they snatch him.
Who knows what happens to him?
Nowhere to be seen. And then we go back to our adventurers, trying to set up camp for the night, because I guess the village is pretty far ahead. So Carly, she's fishing because she don't want to eat bugs again. For the time. So she starts fishing this little pond, and there's no dice, no luck. She gets a snail and a bunch of tadpoles, and she's like, there's no fish in this lake. This lake is useless. And she throws her fish rod on the fire. And she was like, no, I don't want to eat no bugs. And then our Lord and Savior comes in. He's like, oh, I got a bunch of frogs. We can eat these. And she's like, no, not the frogs. Anything but that. I'll just have vegetables. I don't want to eat no frogs. And then here comes Pecorine, our real savior. She comes in with a big old bird, well, like pretty big bird, and some fruits she just found in the wild. So they get excited because, well, Carly gets excited. She's like, oh, thank God I don't have to eat fish. No, toads, frogs. So I'm very excited, but she wants to eat it right now. But Pecorine's like, you gotta be patient. Like, I'm gonna make this chicken perfect. And so, always like in animes, whenever they finish their food, whatever they're making is so delicious, makes your mouth water.
It's always delicious, alright?
Yeah, man. Like, anything could be delicious in anime. It's so, like, and of course it tastes amazing. And so they're having a good time eating their delicious food. And then Pecorine is like, oh no, Carly mentions the fruits that Pecorine she found, and she's like, oh yeah, I just found those out of nowhere, so you gotta have some. So everyone decides to get one, and then Kokoro almost eats hers, but then
she sees a frog on the floor.
She sees a frog that ate one earlier, and it just knocked out. It's passed out. Like, we don't know what happened to him. And then a couple seconds later, we see our members intoxicated. So I don't know what this fruit was, but I want some of that. That sounds awesome. So the rest of the guild, they're drunk, buzz, and our Lord, he's like having a great old time. Well, obviously Kokorine, she has to take care of them, and she enjoys her night by just drinking some nice hot tea.
She enjoyed the fact that, you know, she has someone to be with, I guess.
Yeah, she just loves being their company.
Yeah.
So she just loves every minute of it. And so they wake up from their hangover. Carly, she only feels it. Everyone else is just fine. They wake up stretching, and then so they get ready for their adventure, and then our Lord gets, because he
went to the pond.
Yeah, he went to go get food, right?
Yeah, he went to the lake. He went to the lake to wash his face.
And then out of nowhere, this beast man just has him already in his mouth and just runs away comically, and leaving everyone in shock. And so
The funny thing is that he's holding him in his mouth.
yeah, so like she's just like, oh, I'm doomed. And then while the Beastman's running in the forest, he noticed someone's running through the trees on top of him, and so he lets go of him, and it's so funny because he just lands face first on the tree, and then he gets shot by arrows, and then the Beastman runs away, and then so he wakes up to plank to a random log in front of him, and I think he's still a bit hangover because he thinks the log is talking to him, not because there's no one around him, and he's just like, "How does this log work?" And then we get introduced to Ayo, an elf archer, and she got no friends, so all she really wants is to have friends, and hopefully, he will be her first friend. And it's funny because the log is called Don't Mind. What was it called?
I don't remember.
Don't mind.
Don't worry, my friend is number one. Yeah, friend one. Yep.
Don't worry, my friend. That's the name of the log. Can you believe that? Crazy. Anyways, so he agrees to him being her friend, and they're like, "Oh, we should have a team name. Like we call Team BB, Team B, Team BB." And then of course our guild or our other members join up.
Yeah, they find him.
They find him, and she's just in shock. She's panicking. She doesn't know what to do about this.
Because she's always by herself, and now that there's more people there,
she don't know how to comprehend all that. So I guess Ayo knows where the village is at for their quest. So she offers them to guide them to where it's at, and then so they finally meet to the Targum village. And we're introduced to another character, which they're just introducing the whole village and stuff, and how they're excited to have is it a contest? Are they having an eating contest?
What do you mean?
And then their quest?
I don't remember.
Well, either way, the quest is there, so everyone knows that they put the quest up, and so everyone's excited to see a bunch of guilds coming in, and then we get a return of the best character in the anime, the Llama Knight, Rimma. She comes back with her, this time with the rest of her guild, the Elizabeth Park guild, and they don't know, they're a little bit lost as well, going through the forest. And it's funny that all their guild, they're also like half animals, half girls. So we got like a cow girl, a squirrel girl, and like a cat girl. I think so. Yeah, I think the other one's a cat girl. But they're a fun bunch, especially Llama Rimma. She's the best.
Jeez.
But they get encountered by the shadowy figures from before in the forest. So they get ambushed, and they have to attack. But obviously these shadow figures know what they're doing, so they just copy their moves, and they don't know what to do with that whole situation. Well, meanwhile that's happening, our group, the gourmet guild, they meet Hatsune, another member from the village of their guild, and how she's like sleeping across the sky, and then she accidentally rings the bell, and then they're like, "Hey, are you okay?" She's like, "Oh, was I sleeping, floating again? Oh, damn me." And so she's like, "Oh, but I'm excited to see you guys, see everyone, a lot of people here, and I can't wait to see my sister, who happens to be in the Elizabeth Park Guild." And then when she says that, we go back to the group when all of a sudden another character comes in. Her name's Christina. She just obliterates whatever threat that was in front of the Elizabeth Park Guild, and then knocks them out as well. And she wants a challenge. She wants to challenge this guild, and she just well, everyone's like knocked out, and then her sister happens. Then we go back to Hatsune, and happens, and then so it happens to be that one of the members there is her sister, so she's very excited to see her. She's like, I got this new book. She loves reading. I can't wait to give it to her. It's gonna be awesome. But then, out of nowhere, the shadow figure comes back to see her, and she can't do nothing about it. She's just stuck there. And then all the shadow figures says, I'm all right, and then just snatches her away, disappear into the dark void. And that's how it ends the episode. So I'm very excited to see the next episode. But this was a good episode, very good, always funny. We sound like a broken record, but that Princess Connect Redive, great show, very humble, awesome. Do you have anything to say, David? Like anything, little comments here and there?
Pretty enjoyable. It was pretty consistent. It didn't, nothing dragged on. The episode was pretty easy to follow, and yeah. Hopefully, see what happens after that whole debacle.
Yeah, because really, from this anime, leaving off a cliffhanger, what? That's interesting. I can't wait. And so, up to the next anime we got is B&A. This one was interesting episode. So we get to learn that the religion, I guess, of the animals is called Ginru Sama, which is a wolf god that saved the beasts from the humans, because they always had don't matter what time period it is, the humans and the beasts always fight one another, and so Gin Sama always helps them out in aid. So I like to call it their Jesus of the world. So they respect and love Gin Sama. But apparently Michiru didn't know about the lore about that, so they explained it to her how it was. So, and then after that they leave, but
they go for a walk.
I think her name's Melissa. The girl, she always gives them a.
No, they go for a walk.
Yeah, but when they leave, they give them a little bamboo.
Oh yeah, the bamboo kind of thing. I forgot what was it.
And basically, what it meant was like it means to bring good luck to you when you leave, and that Ginru Sama will always protect you. So that's why, like, I don't know if you know, it's like another episodes too. She also gives them out to her whenever she leaves. So that was cool to see, like what that actually meant. And so they, Michiru and Shiro, Wolfbat, they leave on their journey to see what's going on.
Does it have bacon inside?
It's like a meat. I don't know.
Oh, but yeah, go.
But she's just talking to her about Wolf Jesus over here and what he thinks about it. He don't believe in all that, because Wolfbat's Wolfbat. He's awesome. And automatically he just leaves her, and then the weasel girl, she pops out. She's like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? And then she tells him to go to the slums, and then while she goes there, she gets a flashback of her old friend, which we get to introduce later on, Nazuna, the one that got abducted a couple episodes back. She gets a flashback of what she wanted to be, where they were at when they were still humans. So she goes to the slums, back to the slums, where we meet back with Jackie, which was in the baseball team, because Michiru was selling some water purifiers for them. But Jackie already got one before she sold it to her, and she said she took a big old loan that she hasn't paid off, and everybody rats her out, and they're gonna burn her alive. So Michiru, she tries her best to try to save her, but she can't get through. And then all of a sudden, this cult group called the Silver Wolf Order shows up to the slums, and they're like, "What are you doing to this poor little girl? Why are y'all burning her?" So they're like, "You can't tell us what to do. Like, we run this place. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't believe in Gimru, Wolf Jesus. Like, y'all could, suck it." So, but then out of nowhere, their secret weapon, their guru shows up, and she like literally copies the embodiment of like Gimru Sama, Wolf Jesus, and
What do you mean? It is Jesus.
So she becomes Jesus, the embodiment of Jesus, and everyone's just like, oh, they can't believe, and they don't, like, even the thugs don't want to fight that. They're like, there's no way, man. Like, just look at Jesus. So everyone's like, oh, they can't believe, like, Gimru Sama is back, and then the cult leader, was voiced by Dio. So you know where that's going. He's like, yes, our God has returned. Jesus has come back, baby. And everyone's just like all praying to it, like just like what this cult wants. And then when the guru transforms back to its normal form, it happens to be Michiru's friend.
Ooh.
What? So she gets super excited. She's just walking on through the crowd trying to go see her, and then the cult members just snatch her away from the group and then just tie her up, and I think they were about to kill her at that point or throw her away. So I don't know what was going to happen to her, but then of course her friend Nazuna, she comes in clutch. She's like, all right, I got this. I'll cleanse this devil person right here. I will show her the way. And then obviously she knows who she is, so she unties her and stuff. So they get to reunite, talk about this crazy where they're at right now in their lives, because obviously they were humans and then now they're beastmen. So that's cool. And then they call her back, and it's a weird name that her nickname is Death Rube. It's interesting. So we'll find out later. And so she
reveals that she's not a wolf.
She's a white fox. So that's crazy. But she told her not to tell anybody that she's a fox, because it will kind of ruin the whole Wolf Jesus thing, right? Don't you think? So they keep catching up and stuff, and she talks about how she feels about being a beast, and she's like, oh, it's cool, it has its perks, and then and she asks her why she can't transform back into human, and she's like, no, I'm more comfortable being a beast now, actually. Shiro's talking to the mayor, and he's like, he's obviously suspicious of this cult. He's like, I don't trust them. They seem kind of shady. And the mayor also agrees with him. He's like, yeah, but like our motto is we let anyone that's a beast, man, we let them in. So that's kind of our motto. It's kind of our slogan. But she also agrees with him. She's like, I don't trust them either. They seem fishy, to put it. And so Michiru brings her friend back to the place she's staying at with the Rooster and Melissa, and she offers her to stay with her, and they talk about what she's been doing at the city, and then her friend also talks about how it is being in the cult. And so when that happens, Shiro comes back, and then Michiru asks her friend if she could stay if she wanted to in her place, but then once Wolfbat looks at her, he automatically says, no way, Jose. She can't stay. She can't be here. I don't trust that thing.
Out of here.
Get out of here, you.
Get out of here.
Cult. And then, obviously Wolfbat's, trying to protect Mitra, but, that's Michiru's homegirl, so she's not going to just leave her aside like that. So obviously she goes with her, and then she, I don't know, I guess her friend just bolts out of there because she had a compromise and just joined their cult for a bit because she couldn't find her. And then we get another look at the cult leader, our Dio, and he's like a reptilian. When you get to see only his eyes, and he's pretty creepy vibes from him. He's like, oh, don't say that you're ugly, you're beautiful. Remember that. And it's very weird to look at. So Michiro is now in their cult camp, and obviously her friend knows that she's there, so she comes by, stop by, and she's like, "Hey, I can't believe you would come here, you idiot! But I'm glad you're here." And so they talk about what they're gonna do next, and so but her friend tells Michiro that they wanted to talk to the mayor to see what if she accepts them into their city, but they can't get a hold of her. That she's been dodging them and stuff, like not accepting their request to see there. So Michiro, being the friend that she is, she's like, yeah, I could set you up with the mayor. I could do that for you. And she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I could do that for you. So they sleep it off, and they go next day to go see the mayor, and then they meet her at some coffee shop kind of looking place, and it goes Michiro just in the silence because her friend just goes off track and stuff. She like at some point she kind of threatens the mayor, don't you think?
Well, at first it was Michiro talking for first, but then the friend she comes in. Yeah,
she just comes
she
in. She
takes over
and just like kind of like demanding orders and stuff. Like, yo, you gotta meet with my cult. You gotta let them in. I thought we supposed to be welcome arms and stuff. Why aren't you treating us like that? Don't you believe in our Lord Wolf Jesus over here? and obviously our mayor's like back up to the corner, but she defends herself and she's like, hey, yo, don't talk to me like that. And so once they're done talking to the mayor, Michiro's obviously, she's like, what the hell was that about? Like, why did you talk to the mayor like that? I thought we were like on the same page over here. And then she drops the ball on her. She's like,
yeah, she had a different attitude from how she was in when they were humans.
Yeah, because Nasuna, she always wanted to be an idol, and I guess being in this cult, the guru, their wolf Jesus, that's kind of the same way. That's how she looks at it. So she doesn't want to go back to being a human or how things were before. She loves her new life, and then Michiru's like, that's not how it is. Like, that's not right. Like, this is all wrong. And then her friend basically told her to.
Yeah, she wants her friend back, not this death road.
Yeah, death rude.
Death rude, yeah.
Yeah, this wannabe wolf Jesus.
So she throws away the charm at the end of the video.
Yeah, it's very sad ending to see. We used to be two best friends, now divided by this damn cult. But overall, I enjoyed that episode. It was really cool to see like new group, basically the new threat happening, and see what happens from there. And then now to our last anime, which is my favorite, is Sing Yesterday to Me, and this one was pretty straightforward, I think. From the last episode, we get introduced to a new girl. Her name is Chika, believe it or not. And she used to date our main character, Uzumi. They used to be boyfriend girlfriend in high school days. But she comes back to his life because she needs a place to crash. Because right now she's jobless and she got nowhere else to stay. And obviously our guy being a very nice guy, humble, he kind of agrees to it. He's like, yeah, I'll let you in, why not? And then so even the coworker is like, dude, what's with you and the girls, man? Like, you're so lucky, you know that? And so he lets her stay in his apartment, and she says she'll only be there for a month, because she'll find a job and get her feet back. But then the coworker he mentions to her what a lot of people call her nickname whenever she joins groups and stuff. And they call it the Great Destroyer of like relationships. So it's like a foreshadowing of what was happening to her. But we get a little backstory of Chica, how she was in high school, and she was always she was in the high school committee. She played beautiful piano. She was like a master at it. But every time she was like how the coworker said, she always ruin relationships within the group. So that's kind of like her curse, I guess. So from there on, we go to our MC's crush, Mirror. Damn, I can't say her name. But the teacher basically, she asks him a favor to help her plug, I guess, a VHS, a recording thing. I don't know, but it's like super old school. Like it's like so basic, but obviously she don't know how to put the cables back of the TV, so he helps her out with that. And once he's done with all that, he goes back to his apartment and he finds out, like, he's like, what the hell? Why is there already
why is my door open?
Why is there a spare key in my door and my doorknob? So he opens up the door and then lo and behold, she's there cooking.
Chica.
So, Chica, yeah. She cooked up a whole meal for him, all the leftovers basically from his fridge. And it's cute. It's very charming, like, it's, so she won't be like, a burden. So she does cooking, cleaning while he's gone and stuff. And then we go back to our teacher where she thinks about our MC and how, she just has some.
She's just contemplating on if she likes him or not, or it's just this whole thing with her where she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, she can't think straight. She's losing concentration. And then one of her coworkers is like, "Hey, where you need to go is right here, right?" Like she literally passes a room away from where she needed to be. So obviously her coworker caught on. She's like, "You're not like right in the head, but after work, we could drink some leftover booze we got from last time." And she's like, "All right, I'm down." So while that happens, Uzumi, he gets some bad news that the gallery he was working at for a bit, his boss tells him to check out another place for another great opportunity. So he basically lets him go, but not in like a bad way. Like he didn't do anything wrong. He's just like, "Hey, I think there's an opportunity you could pursue in your photography skills. I think you should take it. Instead of working here where it gets you nowhere." And then he obviously reflects on that. He's like, I think he's right. It's like I'm going nowhere with being a convenience store, doing these part-time jobs. So it kind of stresses him out for a bit. And then obviously going back to his apartment, obviously Chica's there and he's like super tired, feeling ill. And then they have a little moment where like he almost collapses on top of her and for a bit. And then he's like, he doesn't say anything, but she gets a vibe where she's like, "Oh, I get where this is going. You could do anything to me. I wouldn't mind." Like she has very different ideas than he does, because seconds later he just collapses.
But then she realizes that it was a fever.
Yeah, so he ends up having a fever from all the stress, I think, or he just got a cold. Who knows? But then we go back to our teacher. Well, a bunch of coworkers show up and they're just having a good time, just drinking around, telling their past, their secrets, girl stuff. And then Chica, obviously.
Then we go back to Chica and him, because he woke up from his I guess from his sleep.
Yeah, his little collapse, and then she makes, I don't know what you call that. What she makes, some like rice.
Something with
soup.
plum rice. I'm not 100% sure.
But I guess just to help him out during this time. So he's like super sick, and he calls out of work from the convenience store for a couple days while he recovers. And of course, our girls, they realize that. They're like, hey, why hasn't he been here? So they go check up on him because it's obviously suspicious that he's not coming around and stuff. But before that, they talk about Chica's past and how she's not good. She's not in good terms with her parents, and she's always been like a rebellious kind of character. So she just does her own thing, and then she sees that he used to be he's pursuing photography. So he asks him like, "Hey, are you gonna make that your career or something like that?" And then he tells her, "It's like just because you like doing something doesn't mean make it a career." And so true facts, but obviously work hard on it, you'll get there. And then meanwhile that happens, our two lovebirds, the teacher's like a bit buzzed from her hanging out with her friends, but she confesses to her coworkers that she's never been in a relationship in her life. And I was like, what? That's crazy, because she's an older woman. She's never been in a full relationship. So they find that odd. I do too find that odd. But it's cute. It's cute, and she has a little moment. She's like, is that bad not being in a relationship? So she goes home a bit buzzed, and then she ends up meeting with Haru at the convenience store, and then Haru obviously knows about the Uzumi being sick and stuff. So they go check up on him and stuff. And when they go check up on him, they find that the one that opens the door is Chika. So they're both in shock that a woman answered the door in front of them. So the teacher, obviously a bit buzzed, not knowing what to do, she just leaves right away, and then taking Haru with her. And she was like, "Hey, what was that about?" And she's like, "Don't nothing. It's just this guy here. Like, who was?" And then she's like, Haru was just asking questions like, "Who was that girl?" And she's like, "I don't know." I mean, she said she was a freeloader. So after that night, our main character, he wakes up. He's like, "Oh, what happened?" And he's like, "Oh, you collapsed, but some friends showed up and." They showed up and they left, and I told them they could come, but nothing happened. And then he realizes who showed up, and he was like, oh no, this is bad." So when he goes back to work at the convenience store, he hears Haru like come in, and he immediately escapes to the back door while she's looking for him. While the coworker, he's trying to cover for him. He's like, "Oh, he didn't show up to her again." And obviously she knows he lying, and she goes to the back of the store, catches him in the act, is like, "Hey, how you doing today? You seem well." And so they talk about who Chika is to him and stuff. And then obviously Haru being upset is like, well, how come you don't tell me these things? And she gets very kind of jealous and like angry to him, and throws like a whole like a bottle rack at him. Looked pretty bad, and she just runs away. And that's the last we see of Haru. It's unfortunate. But then we go back to the teacher. She talks about our main guy. He goes confronts her because obviously he knows that they both went to go see him. And he just wanted to say he was sorry about all that, and there was a misunderstanding, but she wasn't having any of that. We don't get to see
her at all.
I think she gives him a mean look, like,
I think so, because the face he was giving him, wow, yeah,
it was like a big old shock.
He was scared
for. I felt scared for him too for that moment. But other than that, day he goes back home, and then obviously Chica's there with another meal. you know, just trying to make things easy for him to eat and stuff. And then he reflects back on their relationship, that how they had it in high school, and he talks about like, I kind of understand what you meant. I said you don't understand me. I'm kind of weird. And she's like, oh no, I didn't mean anything by that. I just found another guy that was cuter than you, and so I needed a reason to dump you. And he was like, what? Are you serious? So she's just messing with his head and stuff. But she talks about how she never emotionally invests herself into like when other people tell her that they like her and stuff. So we get to know like how Chica feels, like her reputation with like other guys and stuff. And then when that happens, we go back to our teacher. She's like, she keeps thinking about it over and over again. Like, who was that girl? Like, why am I having these feelings right now over this? And then later on, Chica comes back from washing her clothes in the laundromat, and then she encounters the teacher. And then just to clear the things in the air, she's like, "Yo, you got it all wrong. I told you, I'm just a freeloader. I'm not here. I'm like me and him have no interest in each other. I mean, he used to be my ex, but nothing like that." So she invites him into the apartment, and then they talk about how Uzumi is a nice guy. He's a really good dude for letting her stay there, so she could get back up on her feet. And while that happened, she already found a job playing the piano, and I guess at a hall. But yeah, so she thinks she just wanted to clear the air with her, and it's like, hey, you're a good woman. Don't think it's like that. And she looks at the window, smoking a cigarette, all cool. But then when Zumi comes back from work, he finds that Chica's not there no more, and she leaves him a note saying, "Thank you for everything you done for me. I know it was a bit earlier, but they gave me an advance pay on my job, and thank you. And I love playing the piano." And it's pretty heartwarming ending. It's good to have like somebody you to rely on, even though it was her ex from high school. But obviously our main character, being our main character, he let her stay for a couple weeks, and it was a good episode. I loved it. And then I guess on to the next thing. In the video game world,
Game news.
So we're done talking about anime. We get to talk about the new Unreal Engine 5 that was announced a couple days ago. And from the little demo they showed from the PS5, I guess, it looked super cool. Like all the effects they were doing, the billions of triangles that were on those rocks, the lighting. I couldn't believe I was watching on my phone like that. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I can't imagine watching like in 4K ultra, high resolution stuff like that. But it's pretty cool. They showing off what next gen could look like. So it was cool, like, and showing the lightings and all the effects they could do, like building a statue and putting like 500 of them in one room. So I'm excited because most games these days, like a lot of the good looking games, they're on from Unreal Engine 4. So going from 4 to 5, it's a big step. So very exciting to see what games come out from this engine. And what do you think, David?
So far, I enjoyed the trailer itself, the demo itself. It was pretty cool, but I just want to see it more. Eventually, when the PS5 comes out, hopefully it doesn't mess up the console or heat up the console, and you start getting the the engine noise from the fan, because at least with the PlayStation Pro, it literally just you just hear jet engine every single time when it tries to hit that 4K, or the stay good quality. And hopefully these games don't get bigger in memory.
Yeah, going on like freaking Modern Warfare, going for the highest for 200 gigs. That's insane. I do also wish that, with this new engine, it kind of condenses the memory it takes, but we'll see. We'll see about that. So, very excited for Unreal Engine 5. You excited for it?
Just like I said, my confidence is really low, or it's mid. Because like usually these demos they try to wow us, but it's always whenever it physically comes to us, we'll see how it is. Yeah. I guess.
And then the on the demo they were showing, I hope that was a real game. Like we will see later on, but I doubt it.
And I think they just probably made it for the demo, I guess.
Yeah, it was cool, a woman with a little light, and then kind of she was flying around in the air. It was cool. So yeah, and I think I'll let you take over this one. The Genshin Impact, and you excited for this game?
Well, the thing is that for me, I guess, since I played Honkai Impact third
mm-hmm.
was it's a fighting little Android game, pretty fun, and I found out that they're making another game, and I saw a little bit of gameplay, and I was interested on playing it, I guess. So it's an open world action RPG, and hopefully co-op to 4 players.
Yeah,
I was not sure about what co-op meant for the other than, I don't know if it was gonna be just 2 players, or I don't know if it's 4 or 3. We'll see what happens right now.
Yeah, because
I guess the beta's coming up on third quarter for this year, so we'll see how the beta itself, because I didn't play the previous beta. There was another beta before this, and I was not sure if there was another one before that, but we'll see. It has that I guess somewhat Zelda-ish, Breath of the Wild-ish vibe to it.
Yeah, very much so.
And then the cool thing is that there's like there's not only one character but multiple characters with different abilities. But hopefully once the final product comes out, hopefully it has different abilities, other than some of these characters have the same kind of same abilities, but we'll see what happens later on.
Yeah, because when you were showing me the gameplay for this game, it looked very much like Breath of the Wild, with like the monsters and their camps and like open world and very greenery. It looks nice. It looks nice from what the beta footage looked like, but the combat feels very like 4-player co-op, and I'm hoping it's 4-player co-op, because there's literally a class like of casters where they do like these. It looks like AOE, like heal party members or like give them buffs, but it wouldn't make sense if it's like a single player. Why would you buff yourself in a single circle, But yeah, it looks interesting from what I saw. I had no idea about this game, so this was new to me. But it looked interesting. The characters, they're all very unique. Some of them have similar weapons, but they all do different abilities. So hopefully, it turns out good, and we'll see from more gameplay. And then the next sad news. This is super sad. Breaks my heart, breaks my soul. I won't find out the smell of the game until next year. Well, if you guys heard about last podcast, I was excited for Guilty Gear Strive, and unfortunately, it won't be coming out this year. It's been delayed to 2021 due to the pandemic.
Yeah, it was supposed to be set for fall of this year, but now they're just pushing it back to 2021, early 2021.
So hopefully around February, March, or January. But it's a damn shame. It sucks. And now that I think about it, do you think it'll be on next gen, or you think it'll still be on current gen?
They'll probably end up doing the same thing how they did for the PS3 to PS4. They'll probably have they'll give you that ability to play it on the next gen, I guess.
Oh, like a cross buy?
Yeah, you know how they did it for GTA, kind of like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get you.
So they'll just move it across. You know, you'll use your disc onto the console, or who knows? I don't know how the PS5 works yet.
Yeah, we just don't know how it looks. Damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, the demo was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I was selected as to play the demo itself, and I let my friends give it a try, since they play the Guilty Gear series too.
Yeah, the game is awesome, but the online needs some work. That's all I gotta say about that. But it is sad, unfortunately, that Guilty Gear Strive is another victim of delays, and hopefully this will be the last delay. And on to the next topic. From last podcast, we talked about how Evil was canceled. Well, Evil said, nah, we're doing it online. We back, baby. It didn't take them long enough to come back, but they compromised because due to this pandemic, a lot of things have been delayed or canceled. But Evil found a way to keep it alive and not do it for 1 year. And they're doing all their fighting games online. It's a 5-week event, 5-weekend event, right?
Yep, it is.
We have.
But the thing is that, unfortunately, Smash couldn't make it.
Yep, because everybody knows of their infamous internet connections and how dirty some players take it with their strategies. I'm looking at you, Sonic players, and timing them out. But yeah, unfortunately, Marvel's no.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, but Smash Brothers Ultimate got cut, and unfortunately, breaks my soul as well that Marvel's Capcom 2 will now make it to the Evo. It's so sad, but we get other games.
No, but we still get the other games that are still like Blaze Blue.
No, not Blaze Blue.
No, not Blaze Blue. Grand Blue Fantasy versus.
Yeah, so those two got cut, and then the rest stayed.
Yeah. So Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Samurai Showdown,
and Under Night in Birth stayed,
and Soul Calibur 6.
They all stayed, so they have decent online apparently. But to compromise the other two, we got a couple other games that made it, like Mortal Kombat came back. Because it has good internet connection. And it's going to be surprising.
I have a feeling because of the reason why it's the DLC characters, too.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, too, seeing who's going to come up with new, combos and tech, like with Fujin, Shiva, and Robocop. We'll see. That'll be interesting to watch. And then Killing Instinct. And them fighting herds. I never heard of this game. We saw gameplay of it, and... I'm gonna just say it's not my cup of tea, but I'm glad it's there. And my favorite to come into this one is Skullgirls Second Encore. That's a very fun game to watch. So if y'all interested in this Evo event, I'll look out for Skullgirls. They got wacky combos there. And then the last thing we like to talk about. This happened literally a day ago, but it was.
And the funny thing is that this game says it's gameplay compared to another game that passed by.
This has real gameplay, and that's it. To believe it or not, this is a game I talked about on last podcast as well. Is the Ghost of Tsushima. They showed a 18-minute video of demonstrating their Sucker Punch's new game. And oh my god, It is breathtaking.
The game looks super cool.
Yes.
The exploring on this game is really unusual. This is the first time I've seen a game that revolves around, I guess, the wind itself.
I think
to guide you.
I think that's cool. That's different from everyone else
Because you usually see like not an arrow, but like some type of
like a compass
or kind of like arrowish thing,
or like a mini map on
Yeah.
your corner,
or
where
the
you go.
or the floor lines or like stuff that.
But this game, since Sucker Punch wanted to make it very immersive in their world, they implemented the wind to guide you, which is super cool because there's literally a moment in the video where he gets a leaf and throws it into the wind and shows you what direction to go. Yeah, it's very cool. That's very unique to that game.
And of course, like the only thing that's it is kind of unique, kind of not, because I've seen other games do it. Is the combat? It has like the Metal Gear Solid 5-ish kind of thing. You could have honor by just taking out people like physically, like just one-on-ones, or go at them and stuff. Or it's the knight, where he gives fear to everyone else. He is Ghost.
Yeah, it's super cool because I love that too. Like, there's two ways to go approaching a camp. Like, you could take the samurai route that Jin is. He's like, I'll fight you one-on-one honorably. Like, and that's super cool. I've never seen that route done before. And then the second route is the ghost route, which is like sneaking up on people, assassinating in the back, doing every dirty trick he could think of at the moment. And it's super cool. I like when games can give you an option to approach an area. It's like you said, like in Metal Gear, and I think Assassin's Creed, like you could stealth your way in, or you could go balls to the wall, all combat mode.
Well, it depends on what Assassin's Creed, because some don't allow you to just go on your own and murder.
Well, I mean, like the recent ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Odyssey and Origins.
Pretty much.
And so that's super cool.
I think the only thing I didn't like in general, well, that's me in general, is that I don't like I like the aspect of changing colors on clothing, but I don't like that you could change it to some weird purplish color or some.
It gives a character. It gives your Jin.
I know, but it makes it like I like the feel of like Japanish colors or
Yeah,
I don't like it all weird.
But like
but the coolest thing about it is that in order to get colors, you have to mash flowers and stuff, like different flowers. Dye flowers. Yeah.
That's cool though,
That's
because
cool.
like, I'm not gonna mention another game, but other games, they sell you colors, and like unlike this one, they're like, hey, just find these flowers in the world, and you can change it to any color you want, and that's super cool. That it gives you that free option to customize the armor sets that you pick out, which is very.
The armor thing is cool too. Every armor pieces you pick up, they all have different abilities or have different type of. I guess what you wear for that time is depends on what are you gonna do. Pretty much.
So like if you wanted to take the samurai route, like you obviously wear more armor, so you can withstand with more blows and stuff like that. Or you're taking the ghost route, which is like more like stealth clothes, like nothing stands out from you. You blend in with the nature, and that's really cool too.
But yeah, the only for me, I just don't care. For myself, my personal opinion, I really didn't care about the color.
The color changes.
Yeah.
Would you think of the photo mode though?
Not that either too. I didn't even do it for Spider-Man, and Spider-Man has also the photo thing. It's cool because everything's moving and stuff. But for me, it's just not my thing.
It's a cool effect. I appreciate the added detail they do for photo mode, and I can't wait to see what other people come up with it and cool shots. And then
the thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put they give you an option to leave it on Japanese voice only.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an option as in to have it in English or have it Japanese only.
Oh, you gonna
voice
switch it to Japanese?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on Japanese.
Keep a real samurai movie.
Yup.
I don't know. I might just keep it English to see how that goes. I'm very tempted to change it to Japanese, but I'm very hesitant. I'll see. And then the cool mode, I thought was super cool. The black and white mode. So, so like you're like playing an old school black and white movie with the samurais. I didn't have to do that, but that's super cool. So I can't wait to like have a moment where I just turn into black and white, and like during these epic samurai or fight scenes.
The upgrading your skills, for me, I guess it was strange because for some reason you have to do these specific things to go get your skills, I guess. Like you have to follow a fox to a shrine.
Yeah, no, it's cool because like how Sucker Punch was trying to do is like you trying to immerse you to the world. So say like you see like a fire from far away, like you go explore that area, see what's over there. Because like I don't know if you saw on the trailer, on the video too, like birds were following him as well to show him like another area as well.
I think the birds were to find if I remember, it was like
that guy.
Treasures, I think.
Yeah,
some sort of treasure, if I remember.
So that's very cool, and I went from I'm waiting to see what this game is about to being super excited for this game now. So I can't wait for Ghost of Tsushima to come out in July. Is it July?
It's coming July 17 worldwide, everywhere.
I'm so excited.
Pretty much waiting for it.
Yes. So I'm very excited. I'm super excited for Ghost of Tsushima now. And with that being said, that will be the end of our podcast for today. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to us, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. For now, I'm Omar.
I'm David.
And that's the Anime Squad podcast for today.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Later.